Space should not have animals. No air, no water, no warmth, no shelter, no sound. Only cold darkness, radiation, and emptiness. For most living things, space is not a destination. It is the end of the body. Water leaves, cells break, chemistry fails, and life loses the conditions it needs to continue. But one tiny animal was exposed to space, taken beyond Earth, placed in an environment where life should not survive. And when it came back, it moved again. This animal is called a tardigrade. Some people call it a water bear. It is almost too small to see. It has a soft body, tiny legs, a slow, strange walk. It does not look dangerous. It does not look powerful. It does not look like a creature that could face the emptiest place humans have ever reached. And that is what makes it so mysterious. The tardigrade does not survive because it is strong. It survives because it knows how to almost stop. When the world becomes too dry, too cold, too violent, too impossible, the tardigrade changes. Its body begins to lose water. Its legs pull inward, its shape tightens, movement fades. The animal curls into a small, dry form called a ton. From the outside, it almost looks dead. No walking, no feeding, no searching, no reaction. Just a tiny body, silent, still, waiting. But inside that silence, something important is happening. The tardigrade is not gone. It is protected. Its metabolism drops to an extremely low level. The normal activity of life becomes almost invisible. The body stops asking for what the world cannot give. Less water, less movement, less chemistry, less weakness. It becomes something strange. Not fully active, not fully gone. A small, locked version of life. That matters because many extreme environments do not simply attack the body. They attack the body while it is trying to live. They attack moving systems, wet systems, fragile systems, cells that need balance every second. But the tardigrade can step away from that balance. It dries itself down. It slows itself down. It protects what must not break. And then it waits. In space, this becomes almost impossible to believe. Vacuum is not wind. It does not blow. It takes away. There is no pressure wrapped around the body. No atmosphere holding moisture in place. No soft layer between life and emptiness. Then there is radiation. Invisible, silent, passing through delicate structures, damaging the instructions that living cells depend on. Cold slows everything. Dryness makes life fragile. And still, some tardigrades survived. Not because space became safe, not because the animal defeated space, but because the animal had entered a state where life was almost hidden from danger. That is the real mystery. A creature from moss, from damp soil, from tiny drops of water, carried a secret that only became famous when Earth was taken away. It did not come from space. It did not evolve between the stars. It came from ordinary, wet places most people never noticed. A patch of moss, a thin film of water, a hidden world underfoot. And inside that tiny body was a question much larger than the animal itself. How far can life retreat and still return? The tardigrade does not survive like a wolf. It does not run. It does not chase. It does not fight with teeth or claws. It does not escape into the trees. It does something quieter. It folds inward. It becomes still. It becomes dry. It lowers life almost to silence, and then it waits for the world to become possible again. This is why the tardigrade feels less like a normal animal and more like a secret. Because when we imagine survival, we usually imagine action, running, fighting, climbing, holding on. But this creature shows another kind of survival. Doing less, needing less, moving less, becoming quiet enough to endure. And that quiet is not weakness. It is a strategy. When water returns, the story changes again. The dried body begins to soften. The shape opens. Tiny legs return. Movement begins. What looked like an ending becomes a restart. The animal steps back into life. Not because it was immortal, it was not. The tardigrade is not magic, it can still die. Radiation can still damage it, heat can still destroy it. Time still matters. Not every tardigrade survives every extreme condition, but enough survive to change the way people think about life. Because it showed that life is not always loud, It is not always fast. It is not always dramatic. Sometimes life survives by becoming almost nothing, almost still, almost dry, almost gone, but not gone. And that difference is everything. There is something haunting about that. A forest can go silent before danger. A deer can freeze before the human mind understands why. A body can sense something before logic has words for it. And a tiny animal can survive by disappearing into stillness. Different worlds, same pattern. Life is always reading its environment. Not always with eyes, not always with ears. Sometimes with nerves. Sometimes with cells. Sometimes with chemistry. Sometimes with silence. The tardigrade reminds us that survival does not always look like power. Sometimes the strongest move is not movement. Sometimes life protects itself by pausing, by drying, by folding inward, by waiting. Somewhere beyond Earth, in the cold dark between planet and stars, a tiny animal carried life down to almost nothing, and still not nothing. When it came back, it moved. Sometimes survival is not fighting harder. Sometimes survival is knowing how to pause.